Hey guys, we promised to keep you updated on the travel requirements or the entry requirements into Japan as they changed. So they've changed for the better. There's some good news coming. Just wait a second. The current situation is that the cap is 50,000 people a day are allowed into Japan. They have to have had a negative COVID test within 48 hours. They have to have vaccinations certificates. They have to have booked through a travel agent, and they have to have a approved itinerary of what they're going to do in Japan. So a little bit of faffing, and also they require a visa. And the government is now saying, the Japanese government are now saying that from October they are considering lifting all the restrictions, which would basically take it back to what it was before COVID. So whatever the situation was, so again, it depends on what country you're from, because some countries have different entry requirements than other countries before COVID. That's just always the way it's been. There's some countries where the people can just come to Japan, walk into Japan, and they get a sticker put in their passport that allows them to stay for 3 months. It's a visitor certificate, or a visitor, what do they call it? Visitor. It's not a visa, it's a visitor thing. You're allowed to stay for 3 months. Some countries have that, some countries don't. Some countries that you do have to have a visa. So what they're saying is from October they're going to lift all the restrictions, which will mean it'll go back to what it was before COVID. So that's going to make it much easier. That means people can just rock up, walk in, get their sticker in their passport, and off they go, do whatever they want to do, wherever they want to do it, and however they want to do it. Obviously, in Japan, we still have all the mask requests. So, you know, lots of places you go, they've got the sign up outside, please wear a mask. They don't always enforce it. We know a lot of the places we go, you get these old guys come in there and walk around without a mask, no one hassles them. But that would be probably something you could expect to still have to do, where there's lots of people, you're still sort of expected to wear a mask. Although the government have said if you're outside more than 2 meters from someone that you don't have to, so that's lightening up too. So that could go away too in the next few months as well. But the good news is that's the situation with the coming to Japan, that the COVID related restrictions that were making it so difficult, they're talking about from October totally lifting them. So it probably will happen. Usually with these things, they take a long time to make a decision, and you hear lots of they're discussing it, or they're considering it, or they're pondering it, or whatever, they're dreaming about it, whatever. And it does take a long time for them to finally make a decision, but when they finally do, when they start to say these things, usually it means it's going to happen. So it probably will from October, which is only a couple of weeks away. So that's good news for lots of you. Again, just with, as we've said, before COVID was around, we always said you always should check with the Japanese consulate or embassy in your own country about all these things before you book flights or anything, just to make sure. Because there's often exceptions, even before COVID. You know, different countries had different requirements. So there's that. So that's sort of a bit of good news, isn't it? It's getting better and better. So we know a couple of our patrons have already booked flights and they're already coming. So those guys will be really happy because it just got easier for them. And then, you know, the other people we've been hooking you up with, the tour groups and all that sort of stuff, it'll become easier for them then too. They'll have more flexibility as well. So it's good for everybody. And the tourism industry here really needs it. So yeah, and obviously that means instead of the 50,000 people a day cap that they had, they can lift that, and it'll just, whoever wants to come, however many people want to come can come. So we're expecting the tourism industry here is going to get really busy, because there's been a lot of people over the last 3 years been hanging out to come and couldn't. So once they open the doors, it's probably going to be a little bit busy, so which is good for lots of tourism related businesses and Japanese economy in general, you know. So anyway, that's enough of that. All good, isn't it? All good. We'll keep you updated when it actually officially happens and they actually really do it. We'll let you know, although we probably won't have to, because you'll probably hear about it through the mainstream media anyway. So anyway, it's nice to bring you some good news. More videos coming soon.